Something a little different today, but one of my absolute favourite topics, because, and let's be honest, who doesn't love dinosaurs? I certainly do, and I have ever since I first saw Jurassic Park. It's one of my favourite films of all time, that unforgettable mix of science, suspense and awe. But what if I told you that you don't need a helicopter ride to Isla Nublar to experience the real Jurassic World? Because right here in Wales, dinosaurs did indeed walk this land. But let's make one thing clear from the off. When these dinosaurs roamed what is now Wales, the world looked nothing like it does today. Wales was originally part of Pangaea, the massive supercontinent that would eventually break apart over millions of years to become the world as we know it. With dinosaurs existing and evolving throughout, seeing the land move, the seas rise and fall, and eventually passing the torch to other species that would continue life on Earth. So yes, dinosaurs in Wales is no fantasy, it's fact. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you never miss out on more videos from Dark Wales Tours. Picture this, a grey morning on the South Wales coast. The tide is low, the cliffs brooding. Two brothers, Nick and Rob Hannigan, walk along the shale and limestone at the base of Lavernock Point, just outside Penarth. They're fossil hunters, sure, but what they're about to find is beyond anyone's expectations. Protruding from the cliff face are bones. Not just fragments, not just impressions, but the remains of a creature that hasn't walked the earth in over 200 million years. This was the discovery of the Dracoraptor hanajani, dragon thief, a name worthy of legend. But unlike the dragons of Welsh folklore, this one was most certainly real. A small, agile theropod, the same group that would eventually give rise to Tyrannosaurus rex and even modern birds. It measured around 2 meters in length, tail to snout. That's about the size of a large dog. But make no mistake, this was no pet. It had long, slender hind limbs made for speed, sharp teeth perfect for slicing through flesh, and hands with claws that weren't just tools, they were weapons. Dracoraptor lived at the very start of the Jurassic period, just after the Triassic extinction event had wiped out an estimated 90% of life on Earth. It was part of the first wave of predators reclaiming the land. This isn't just the oldest Jurassic dinosaur found in Wales, it's one of the earliest theropods ever discovered in the entire world. Its bones were so well preserved that paleontologists could reconstruct much of its skeleton, revealing a surprisingly complete picture of its form. And unlike the towering monsters we see in Jurassic Park, Dracoraptor reminds us that dinosaurs didn't start big. They were fast, clever, opportunistic survivors, the underdogs of a ravaged world, rising from the ashes. All of this right here in South Wales, not in Montana or Mongolia, but beneath the cliffs just beyond a public footpath, a forgotten shoreline keeping prehistoric secrets for over 200 million years. So the next time you're walking the beaches of Penarth, look closer. The bones of dragons lie just beneath the rock, waiting to be found. Hidden deep in the South Wales countryside, beneath ivy-draped rock and the stillness of abandoned limestone quarries, lies a place called Pantydraco, the spring in the valley. It's quiet now, but rewind time 200 million years, and this was no peaceful spring. This was part of an island-like ecosystem, a patchwork of rocky outcrops and seasonal pools, a lost world teeming with strange early life, and walking among it was the Panty Draco Caducus. Panty Draco lived in the late Triassic period, and this is no towering titan, not yet. Panty Draco was a small two-legged forerunner of the long-necked giants like Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus. It stood just over a metre tall, maybe 3 metres long from nose to tail. But here's what makes it haunting. This isn't just an ancestor of giants. This is the moment evolution took its first careful steps towards creating the biggest land animals to ever live. A hinge in time, fragile, quiet, but absolutely monumental. It walked upright, balancing on slender legs. Its long neck was already in development, not for reaching treetops just yet, but enough to stretch, to adapt, to begin. Paleontologists believe Panty Draco may have been semi-arboreal, using his grasping hands to forage, perhaps even climb, in a world still recovering from extinction. A light-footed experiment of nature, right here beneath the soil of Wales. In the 1950s in Bondleston, South Wales, the remains of a juvenile skeleton were unearthed at Pantydraco quarry, now abandoned. The place has become almost mythical among paleontologists, because in that single quarry the dawn of the dinosaurs in Britain was written in stone. It was also here, in what seems to be a goldmine for dino discoveries, that scientists unearthed Pendraig. Its fossilised bones were small, yes, but deadly, like finding the skull of a hawk in a cave full of mice. This was no gentle grazer. Pendra was a predator, a swift, sharp-toothed carnivore. Barely a metre long, but what it lacked in size, it made up for in speed, stealth and precision. It belonged to a group of early theropods, nimble, lightly built, and among the first dinosaurs to truly hunt. It lived in the late Triassic. Pendra may have been a product of island evolution, a concept where animals cut off from the mainland evolved into strange new forms, smaller, more agile and more specialised. It hunted in tight valleys, rocky gullies, island-like landscapes, not vast open plains, which means its world was claustrophobic, but its instincts razor sharp, and its life brutal. The oldest known meat-eating dinosaur from the UK, a solitary sovereign of a shadowy realm. Long before any king of the dinosaurs reigned, there was Pendraig. Some say ghosts linger where something terrible once happened, but sometimes the ghosts are much older, and they don't haunt the air, they haunt the stone. Bendrick's Bay, just outside Barry on the south coast of Wales, quiet, unassuming, but here, preserved in layers of ancient mudstone, are the footprints of dinosaurs, frozen in time. Real, tangible, undeniable. These aren't casts, not museum replicas. These are actual tracks left by creatures that walked this ground over 200 million years ago. In 2021, a young girl discovered prints in Bendrick's Bay, which helped scientists to further determine how they walked. These prints are part of what's known as a fossil trackway, and Bendrick's Bay holds some of the best preserved in all of the UK. It has been referred to as the best site in Britain for dinosaur tracks of the Triassic period. It's a place where the past isn't buried deep, it's right on the surface. If you know when to go, low tide, you can follow these tracks yourself. Lay your hand in one, stand where a dinosaur once paused, turned and looked around. But remember, these creatures weren't lumbering movie monsters. They were living things, moving through thick jungle heat, hunting, hiding, fleeing, leaving behind only this, a moment of motion turned to stone. There's something deeply human about that. Footprints, just like they've stepped out of view, like they might return. It's the closest we can ever get to meeting a dinosaur. So if you visit Pendrig's Bay, go quietly, listen to the wind. The rock remembers. So why, out of all the creatures lost to time, the dinosaurs still capture our imagination like nothing else? I'll be honest, Jurassic Park is still one of my favourite films. That music, those towering gates, the first glimpse of the Brachiosaurus stepping into the sunlight, it hits something primal, and I think it's more than nostalgia, it's connection. Dinosaurs are both alien and familiar, massive yet once alive in our own back garden. When we look at a fossil, we're not just looking at a bone, we're looking at a moment, a story frozen in stone, a reminder that everything changes, and yet somehow we're part of it. They walk where we walk. They breathe the same air, under the same sun, even drank the same water. They vanished, but their legacy is everywhere. In birdsong, in fossils beneath our boots, we love dinosaurs because they make time feel touchable, because they show us how small we are and how extraordinary it is that we're here at all. Dinosaurs remind us that the world was never ours alone, and if we listen closely, it still speaks of dragons. We've explored just a few today: Dracoraptor, Panty Draco, Pendraig, and the ghostly tracks of Bendri Bay. But Wales holds more secrets than we've uncovered here. The very first dinosaur fossil found in Wales dates back to 1879 near Porthcawl, a piece of ancient mystery mistaken for ordinary stone. Then, in 1897, a jawbone was found at Stormy Down. Two small finds that quietly opened a doorway into a deeper world. How many more lay hidden, waiting for the sea to pull back, for rock to split just right, for the right person to be walking by at the right moment? You can see traces of this prehistoric past in places like the National Museum Cardiff, where Dracoraptor now rests in silent watch, or at Pendrig's Bay, where the tide still reveals the footprints of lives long gone. Normally on this channel we explore haunted castles, chilling legends and the darker corners of Welsh history. But the history of this country didn't really begin with the dawn of man. Its true origins lay much, much further back in time, and the evidence of that lies below our feet. But I still love dinosaurs. I still love Jurassic Park, and not just for the spectacle, but because it made us feel something real, that moment of awe, that wonder. It reminded us that even in extinction, life finds a way. And in places like Wales, where ancient bones rest beneath our feet, it's never too late to rediscover that sense of awe. So go explore, safely, respectfully, look at the rocks, the coastlines, the museum cases, and ask yourself, what's still waiting to be found? Because sometimes history isn't just haunted, it's alive, just very, very old. I hope you've enjoyed this journey back in time to a Wales where real dragons walked, where footprints still whisper in the rocks, and where the past waits quietly beneath our feet. If you love diving into the ancient mysteries of Wales with me today, please like this video, subscribe to Dark Wales Tours, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our explorations into the darker, stranger, and sometimes forgotten corners of Welsh history. Your support, help, and kind words really means the world to us, and I'd love to hear from you. What's your favourite dinosaur from Wales, or indeed the world? Have you ever visited any of these amazing sites? Or maybe you've spotted something strange in the rocks nearby. Please drop a comment below and share your stories or questions. We will read every single one of them and absolutely appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Whether it's dinosaurs or ghosts, legends or history, here on Dark Wales Tours, the stories of Wales never stop unfolding. And remember, history is written in bones and shadows. And sometimes shadows bite back. Until next time, be careful out there.